Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing some stretching and relaxation. We'll go ahead and go through all of our seated and standing stretches. We've got some quiet background music for you today, meditation music. Do have the door to the patio open, so you might hear a little background noise. I apologize for that if you do. A couple of things to keep in mind. Of course, wear sturdy shoes if that is necessary for you. Make sure that you have some good support there. Make sure you have some water nearby. Go ahead and take regular water breaks. Whenever you need to, please stay hydrated and make sure that you have a nice sturdy chair with no armrests on it and no wheels on it. So make sure that it's not going to roll on you. It's got a supportive back for you. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so go ahead and find a comfortable position in your chair. We're going to begin with the feet down flat on the floor and just going through some of our seated stretches. We're going to begin by lengthening the spine out, sitting up tall, and begin by reaching all the way up as you inhale and exhale, open the chest. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, open the chest. Good. One more time. Reach up and release down. All right, good. Now let's reach one arm up, one arm down, and then we're going to lean away from it. So just deepening into that side stretch here as far as you feel comfortable going. And then we're going to reach across on the diagonal. And from here, move into a tabletop pose. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And then bring your hands to rest on your legs. Let your back relax, just keeping the head above the heart. Relax your neck and round the back. Slowly roll all the way back up. Very good. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to start with one arm up, one arm down, and then lean to the side, getting that nice side stretch there. And then a diagonal reach across, flattening the back out. Make sure you're breathing through it. Come back to center. We'll do our tabletop pose with both arms, shoulders relaxed down away from the ears. And relax the arms down, hands resting on the legs to support you. Remember, head stays above the heart so that we don't have any lightheadedness. And slowly roll all the way back up. Relax the arms down to the sides, and we're just going to roll both shoulders front to back. Just continue to breathe deeply. Always make sure that you're breathing. We're never forgetting to breathe. Never holding the breath. All right, and then one arm at a time, reaching up and back. So we always want to reach front to back so that we're working on improving our posture. We never want to be rounding the shoulders forward, except for possibly during cat pose. That would be the only time. Good. Just one more of those. All right. I'd like for you to move a little bit forward in your chair. So about halfway forward. Make sure that you still feel secure there. And then grab a hold of the back of your chair where it meets the base. Rotate your shoulders back and look forward or up just slightly with a slight arch in that lower back if that feels okay to you. Good. And release that out. All right. Let's turn to one side. We're going to brace on the outside of the leg and rotate and look over the shoulder, turning as far as you can. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Rotate, look over the shoulder. And come back to center. Then relaxing the arms down at the sides. Just loosely move side to side now. Continuing to breathe deeply. And come back to center. Now we're going to shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and then press them all the way down. Press the palms towards the floor. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, shrug. relax those shoulders all the way down, and then we're just gently going to circle the wrists and circle the other way. And then just wiggle the fingers and let the arms relax all the way down. All right, let's do a few stretches for the neck next. Start by just nodding your head up and down. And with your neck stretches, just always stay within your own comfortable range of motion. Partial range of motion is always fine if you need to do that. Continue breathing deeply. And we'll pause down at the bottom for a moment here, chin tucking toward the chest. Shoulders are pressed down. Come back up, and now tilt the head to the side, ear to shoulder. If you would like to deepen it, you have the option to slightly press, just a gentle press on the side of the head. That part is optional. If you prefer just to do the ear to shoulder, that's fine too. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So beginning with ear to shoulder, feel your stretch there. If you want to go ahead and add the gentle press on the side of the head, you can do that, or just hold with the ear to shoulder. And come back to center. All right, so go ahead and circle around now, moving through your own comfortable range of motion. So if the full circle feels okay, you can do that, or you can do just the bottom part of the circle, whatever feels right for your own body. Directions. All right, now from here, let's go into that cat and cow pose. So we do this in yoga. Usually we would do it down on the floor. This is going to be the chair variation of that. So starting with hands on the knees, rounding the back, you're going to tuck your chin down and tuck your tailbone under. So you're curving your spine. This is that one time I was talking about when we're going to round the shoulders forward. But then we're going to reverse it out. So for your cow pose, bring the forearms down to the legs, elbows down to the legs, and you're going to flatten out or arch that back and look forward. Let's go back and forth. Returning to the cat pose, rounding the back, inhale, and exhale, flatten out or arch the back. Good. Let's do that one more time. Always moving through your own comfortable range of motion on these stretches. Good job. Very nice. All right, coming back to neutral spine, roll all the way up. Let's move back in our chair. And we're going to do some of our lower body stretches here. So we're going to start by bringing one leg up, bringing the knee towards the chest. Now I like to hold behind the leg so that we don't put any pressure on the knee, but it's okay if you feel all right holding in the front of the leg. That's up to you if you feel okay with that. So right here we're stretching the glute. See if you can bring your forehead down towards your knee. Just do as much as you can with it. And then bring the head back up, and we're going to just circle the ankle. Circle the other way. And then just wiggle your toes. If you have shoes on, you're just wiggling your toes inside your shoes. If you can't wiggle your toes, you might want to look into some wider shoes. Make sure you have room for your toes and your foot to move. All right, let's switch sides. So starting with the knee up again, I prefer to hold behind the leg, but there is the option to hold in front if you prefer to. Lift it as high as you can, and then bring the forehead down towards the knee. So we're stretching that glute. Then bring your head back up and circle at the ankle. Now make sure that you are continuing to breathe deeply. Change direction. And then just wiggle those toes again if you've got your shoes on, just wiggling inside the shoes. All right, great job. Go ahead and release that out. Now we're going to move a little bit forward in the chair for our next one. I'm not going to take a quick water break. Again, please feel free to stop, hydrate at any point that you need to, and come back to it. All right, so let's do our hip circles next. If you prefer to hold on under the leg, you can. We're drawing a big circle with the foot. And change direction. One more time. And then bring your heel down to the floor. Now lift your toes up towards your knee. Your goal is going to be to reach to the toes. If you need to bend your knee to get there, that's fine. We're going to do a calf stretch and a hamstring stretch. So you're reaching for those toes. You can brace with the other hand if you would like to. And again, even if you have to bend your knee to get there, see if you can lift those toes up. Just do the best you can with it. Make sure that you're leaning forward as far as possible so that you're stretching the hamstring. That is the back of the thigh. We'll do stretches for the front of the thigh also. We'll do our quadricep and hip flexor stretch here in a little bit. Now let go of the toes. You're going to press the sole of the foot down towards the floor so you're stretching the shin and the front of the ankle. And then just make sure that you're not rolling that ankle in. So lifting through the arch, rolling slightly out without, don't clench your foot though because you might cause a cramp in your foot. So if you start to get a cramp in your foot or your calf, just release that out and then try again. Okay, go ahead and roll all the way back up. Let's do the other side. We're going to start with the hip circles. So again, just drawing that big circle. Of course, if you have any reason not to do any of these particular stretches or exercises, go ahead and just skip over any, change direction. If you've had a hip replacement or there's any particular movements that your doctor has told you not to do, then you don't have to do them, of course. All right, let's go ahead and bring the heel down. Again, we're going to lift those toes up, reaching for the toes with the hand on the same side. And if you need to bend the knee, that's just fine. Lifting the toes up towards the knee is going to stretch the calf, and then leaning forward is going to stretch the hamstring. So see if you can do both of those. Keep breathing through it. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. And then release that out and let the sole of the foot press back down into the floor. So we're doing that shin and ankle stretch. And again, just slightly rolling the ankle out, lifting through the arch, making sure that we don't enforce any pronation or rolling in of the ankle there. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and roll all the way back up. Step in, and we're going to move back in our chair again. All right, so we're going to do our hip stretch next. So we'll be putting the foot up of this leg up on the knee. If you need to modify, the modification is to just cross the ankle. So again, if you've had hip surgery or you're unable to bring your foot all the way up, this is your modification. The rest of the stretch is going to be exactly the same. If you are able to bring the foot up to the leg, it's okay if the knee doesn't come all the way down. You're just going to do as much as you can. Most people have some tight areas in that hip and in that piriformis area. Now the key to this one is rather than rounding and hunching forward, we're going to sit up tall, and even if we can't come as far forward, we're going to keep that spine lengthened and hip hinge forward here. And you're going to feel a strong stretch fairly quickly, and that's okay, even if you can't come all the way down. Just breathe into your stretch. Do as much as you can here. You can even release up a little bit and then try again. See if you can get down a bit further. But just do what's right for your own body. As long as you're feeling a strong but comfortable stretch, that's what you're going for there. Again, you're relaxing the neck and the shoulders. This is called the figure 4 stretch. It's a really good one to do on your own every day as part of your stretching routine, since most people are tight in this area and need regular maintenance on that. All right, let's go ahead and do our front of the thigh stretch, so our glute and our hip flexors. So you're going to slide over to the side and go ahead and hang on to your chair if you need it for support, and then bring that knee down as far as you can. Now I'm bringing it all the way to the floor, but you don't have to bring it all the way to the floor. It's going to depend on how tall you are. So a lot of people can't come all the way down. That's totally fine. You're still going to get the stretch there. So we're going for the front of the thigh, right here in the hip flexor that lifts the leg up. And then if you need a little bit more stretch, just kind of scoot that down leg back a little bit further. Torso is just up nice and tall. Go ahead and step back in, move back to the center of the chair, and we're going to do our hip stretch, our figure 4 stretch on the other side. So again, the modification, just like before, is just crossing the ankles over. If you're able to bring the foot up, go ahead and do that variation of it. Even if you can't get your leg all the way down, that's fine. Then sit all the way up as tall as you can. Remember, we're not going to hunch or round forward. We're going to hip hinge forward, just keeping that natural curvature of the back. Even if it means that we're not leaning forward as far, we're still getting a great stretch there. So breathe and lean forward into your stretch. And again, if you feel like you want to release it and then try to go further into your stretch, you can do that. Even if you want to repeat that several times, that's good too. Good. All right, let's come back up, step down, and now we're going to slide over to the other side. Quadricep and hip flexor stretch on this side. So again, you're coming off of the side of the chair. Hang on to the chair for support if you need it. And then we're going for that hip flexor, quadricep stretch. And again, if you need to move the leg back a little bit further, you can. Remember, you don't have to bring that knee all the way down to the floor. You're still going to get a good stretch there. We've got some more side stretches coming up, don't worry. I love some side stretches. I love to stretch my back. It's my favorite thing to do. So we're going to be doing a little bit more of that. All right, let's go ahead and step back in and move back to the center. All right, so we're going to go back to this side. Let me move this out of the way, and this time we're going to extend the leg out. We move over so you can see it. We're going to extend the leg out to the side with the inner part of the foot down on the floor. Rest this elbow on your leg, and we're just going to do that side stretch I was talking about. So that reach up and over. It's a little bit deeper than the one that we did at the beginning. Just hold that there. Good. All right. Come back up. Now we're going to do a tricep stretch here. So take a hold of the elbow and give yourself a little pat on the back. And then we're going to reach that arm up and over one more time. And this time we're going to rotate so that we're rotating back and looking up toward the ceiling. Press your palm up toward the ceiling and then try to look at your hand. Good. All right, let's go ahead and release out of that. Step back in, and let's just nice and loosely move side to side here before we go to the other side. We're going to do the same stretches on the other side, of course. Shoulders are relaxed down. All right, so I'm going to scoot over here, and we're going to extend this leg out to the side with the inner part of the foot down on the floor, resting the opposite elbow on the leg for support, and then we'll just begin with that up and over stretch. So we're stretching up the side of the body here. Let's do our tricep stretch. So again, just gently pulling on the elbow with the other hand. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. And then we're going to go back to that up and over stretch, and now we're going to add the rotation to it. So looking up toward the ceiling, press the palm up, and try to look at your hand. And release that out. Very good. Go ahead and step in. Come back to center of the chair. Okay, so there's one more that we are going to do that's more of a closed stretch, but we will go ahead and reverse that out afterwards. I'd like for you to just give yourself a great big hug. So Anytime you need a hug, give yourself a great big hug. It always feels good. But we're just going to make sure that we don't stay in that posture. So we're going to bring the hands out to the elbows. Now, if your shoulders do not like to go up into this position, you can just stop in your comfortable range of motion. If you're able to do it, go ahead and do that. And then release out and down. And now move to the front of your chair one more time. This time we're just going to grab the hands together behind the back. Rotate the shoulders back and just gently lift there to stretch the chest and the shoulders. Now while you're here, tuck your chin down towards your chest and then look towards one shoulder. If this is too strong of a stretch, you can just do the chest and shoulder stretch. Come back to center and then look towards the other shoulder. And come back to center. All right, very good. Go ahead and release that out. We'll just roll those shoulders again front to back, and then we're going to do a few standing stretches behind our chair. All right, go ahead and hydrate if you have not done so yet. Then we're going to come up to standing, and we're going to be using our chair for support. So first thing we're going to begin with is the cat-cow in the standing position. So this is just going to be a variation on the one that we did earlier in the chair. You're going to take a hold of the chair with both hands. Again, make sure you have a sturdy chair that's not going to move. And just take one small step back with both feet. All right, so beginning with that cat pose, we're going to round the back, tuck the chin and the tailbone under. You're making that C curve with the spine. And now flatten out or arch the back and look forward. Remember, you're going to stay in pain-free range of motion and comfortable range of motion for your back. So if you have any problems with forward flexion or hyperextension, just do the part that you're able to do. Doing anything is better than doing nothing, so do as much as you can. If you have any back issues, been told not to do a particular movement or it causes you any pain, just do what feels good. Stretching and flexibility should always feel good. One more. All right, very good. Let's move into our modified downward dog. So again, this is an exercise that generally would be down on the floor, but we're going to do the chair variation, which is one of my very favorite stretches. Hang on to that chair and take another step back with both feet. This time our goal is to flatten out the back. So you're going to press the hips back, bring the ears down by the arms, and lengthen out your spine. So you're getting a stretch in your shoulders, your back, your hips, your hamstrings, your calves. Stand up too quickly. We don't want to get lightheaded here. Good. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right. So we're going to do a couple of yoga style poses here. These are a little bit more of a balance challenge, so always make sure that you have your chair there or the wall if you need it for support. If you feel off balance at all, you can always stop at any point if you need to. So let's go ahead and take a quarter turn to the side, and we're going to step forward with one foot and back with the other. Now I'm going to turn that back foot out so that we're perpendicular here and we have a little bit more stability, but again, if you need the chair, go ahead and use it. Now we're going to reach the front hand down towards the foot and then reach that back hand up. So again, this is a deeper variation of the one that we were doing in the chair. Hand always remains above the heart. And just come down as far as you're comfortable going. You're going to feel a stretch in that front hamstring and calf. And then slowly come up. And now the back hand is reaching toward the back leg, and the front hand is going to reach up toward the ceiling. Look towards your hand. ahead and turn all the way to the other side. So half turn, one foot forward, the other foot back. We're going to turn that back foot out again, perpendicular with the feet, keeping those legs straight. We're going to keep the legs straight for this particular one, shifting the hips back, reach that front hand down towards the ankle, and then that back hand up toward the ceiling, adding the rotation if you can. If you need to use your chair for support or the wall, please go ahead and do so. Try not to bend the knees for this particular exercise. All right, let's come all the way up. Going the other way. Get that nice stretch from the hip. Look up if you can, chair if you need it. Good. All right, let's release out of that pose. Step in and just turning to face the back of the chair again. Okay, we're going to do our pelvic tilts and our hula hoop circles. So let's begin with the feet about hip width apart. Front and back pelvic tilts first. And as always, just staying in comfortable range of motion for your back. A little bit deeper range of motion if you're nice and warmed up now. And then we're going to go side to side. One more of those. And then great big circle all the way around. Hula hoop circles. Change direction. All right, and then once again, just nice and loose. Pivot side to side, looking over each shoulder. We are going to finish off with some of our sun salutations. There's lots of different variations on this one. I'm just going to show you the one that I like to use. So, your chair is there for support if you need it. You're going to step out hip to shoulder width for this one. And we're going to inhale, reach all the way up, and exhale, forward fold. So we're just relaxing the back as we come forward. But remember, head above the heart even as we come down. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach up, exhale, forward fold, relax the back. One more time. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. We're going to hold at the bottom this time. Eyes up, chin up, but let your lower back relax. You can sway a little bit side to side if you'd like to do that. And then we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. All the way up. And bring the shoulders back and down. All right, let's finish off with our final stretches. Just like we did at the beginning, as we open, we're going to inhale as we reach up and exhale, open out the chest. Good. Just doing that one more time. Big inhale. Big exhale. All right. Shake out your arms and legs. Shake out your whole body. Make sure that you feel nice and loose. And please make sure that you continue breathing deeply throughout the day. We generally kind of forget to do that and we just go about our day, but take some time to do some stretching or some meditation or some yoga. Take some time for self-care throughout the day for some relaxation and some flexibility exercise. Thank you so much for being with me today. Please do like the video, and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel, and same thing on my Facebook page. Please like and subscribe to my page, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.